Today, we're diving into a kind of hacking that gets around even the most advanced firewalls and security systems. Why? Because it doesn't target code. It targets people. This is the wild world of social engineering, where the vulnerability isn't in your computer, it's in your brain.
So let's just kick things off with a question. What do you think is easier for a hacker to crack? A super complex 16-character password full of random symbols, or the natural human instinct of a helpful person who just wants to do the right thing? Yeah, if you're betting on the person, you're already on the right track.
See, at its core, social engineering has nothing to do with fancy software or brute-forcing passwords. It's really the art of manipulation. It's all about using psychology to trick people into giving up the goods, whether that's a password, a bit of secret company data, or even access to a bank account.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. No way, I'd never fall for something like that. But here's the thing. It's not really about being smart or, being foolish. It's about being human. These attacks are specifically designed to weaponize the very instincts that make us, well, us.
And this right here is the golden rule that every single social engineering attack is built on. A company can pour millions into the best cybersecurity on the planet, but if a hacker can just convince one person to hold the door open for them, literally or figuratively, then all of that expensive tech becomes pretty much useless.
So how do they actually pull it off? Well, they push our psychological buttons. They prey on our natural sense of trust, maybe by pretending to be from a company you know. They use fear. Right? Your account is about to be closed. They create a fake sense of urgency to make you act now without thinking. They exploit our curiosity. And, a big one, they abuse our built-in respect for authority by posing as a boss or maybe even law enforcement.
Okay, so we've covered the psychology, but what do these attacks actually look like in the real world? Let's crack open the hacker's playbook and look at the most common tricks you're likely to run into.
First up is the one I'm sure you've all heard of, phishing. You can think of it like casting a huge net into the ocean. The attackers send out tons of fake messages, just hoping a few people will bite. The goal is always the same: get you to click on a bad link or just hand over your sensitive info, like your passwords or credit card details.
And this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Notice how it hits those buttons we just mentioned? It's got urgency with that big urgent right in the subject line, and it's got fear. Your account is locked. Your first instinct is to panic a little and just click the link to fix it, and that is exactly what they're banking on.
But phishing isn't just generic spam anymore. It's evolved. It's gotten way more sophisticated. As you can see here, they tailor their attacks. You've got spear phishing, which targets a specific person with a message that feels super personal and believable. Then there's whaling, which goes after the big fish, like a CEO or another executive. And these attacks don't just come through email anymore. They come through text messages, which we call smishing, and even over the phone in voice calls, known as Vishing. The method might change, but the manipulative goal, it's always the same.
Another really powerful technique is called pretexting. This is where the hacker basically becomes an actor. They create this whole elaborate and believable story, a pretext, just to earn your trust. The better their story, the more likely you are to go along with it and give them what they want. I mean, here's a classic example. It sounds so plausible, right? Hi, it's IT. We're all conditioned to trust that. They invent a problem, a critical security update, and then immediately offer you the perfect solution. The only catch? The solution just happens to require your personal password.
Then, of course, there's baiting. This one is all about appealing to our curiosity or, let's be honest, our greed. The attacker just dangles something tempting in front of you, the bait, knowing that it might be too hard to resist. It could be a free movie download or something you can hold in your hand.
Just imagine finding a USB stick in your office parking lot and it's labeled confidential salary info. I mean, the temptation to plug that thing in and just take a peek would be enormous, wouldn't it? But that's the bait. The second you plug it in, malware could just pour onto your computer. It's such a great reminder that these threats aren't just digital, they exist in the physical world too.
Next up is quid pro quo. You've probably heard the phrase, it's Latin for something. And in this attack, that's exactly the premise. The scammer offers you some kind of benefit in exchange for your information. It often comes disguised as helpful customer service, but it's really a trap.
This is such a great example because it sounds like a totally reasonable exchange. You get to solve an annoying problem, your slow computer, and all the other person is asking for is your login. But the price for that little bit of help is total access to your entire system. It's a very bad trade.
Okay, so we've gone through the hacker's playbook. Now let's get to the most important part,
How do you actually defend yourself against all this? It's time to build your own digital shield. And the good news is, the best defenses are often just simple habits and a bit of a mindset shift.
So let's run through these. Number 1, and this is the big one, stop and think. If any message makes your heart start racing or puts you under pressure, that is your signal to pause, not to click. 2, verify. You get a weird request from your boss, pick up the phone and call them. Use a completely separate way to confirm it's really them. 3, check the tiny details. Hover your mouse over a link before you click it. Is that email really from your bank, or is the address off by just one letter? 4, please use multi-factor authentication. It is absolutely critical. MFA is like having a second lock on your front door. Even if a thief steals your key, they still can't get inside. And finally, just don't engage. See a random USB drive on the ground? Leave it there. Walk away. So, after going through all these different techniques and all the ways to defend yourself, what is the single most important thing to remember? It really all boils down to one simple idea.
And here it is. All the technology, the firewalls, the antivirus software, that stuff is the lock on your door. And it's essential, for sure. But a healthy dose of skepticism, that's the key. And you are the only one who holds it. That simple habit of just questioning what you see and what you're told, that's what will truly keep you safe.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time your phone buzzes with that urgent email, or you get that strange text, or that super helpful phone call, what are you going to do? You now have the playbook. The choice is yours.